Hello everyone, welcome back to Russell's Movie Reviews, the show where I review stuff that's mostly pretty good, maybe one of the best movies, one of the best movies of all time, sorry about that one, or a film that absolutely sucks and throws me in the depths of hell. Now last Monday, we obviously discussed The Karate Kid Part 3, which was a disappointing conclusion overall to the Ralph Macchio trilogy, but, the film speaks for itself, it's pretty crap. But oh boy, I was not ready for what was to come next. Yeah, you guys, you know what the title is. It's the next Karate Kid. I thought the Karate Kid 3 was bad. But oh boy, I was not prepared for this bullshit. Oh my god, this movie fucking sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it again. This film is some bibbidi bobbidi bullshit. Like, I'm so angry right now of how bad and bullshit this movie is that, like, I can't even process, I can't even form words of how bad it is. It's so fucking awful. Oh god, okay. So yeah, no, obviously, we're discussing The Next Karate Kid, which was released on August 3rd of 1994. And my history with this film is, ironically, this was the one that I kind of got the most coverage. And by that, I mean, I watched a lot of the Nostalgia Critic when I was a very young boy. And he reviewed The Next Karate Kid. And so I was like, okay, this was the one I was kind of most used to. But then obviously I went back and watched the Ralph Macchio trilogy, which are significantly better than this piece of shit. Like, even Karate Kid 3, as bad as it is, it's way more, like, I can somewhat enjoy watching this film for how, like, Thomas Ian Griffith is funny as hell, and pans so much with the funny, like, the terrible dialogue. This film is just straight up bullshit. Anyway, this film was made with a budget of about $12 million, so basically roughly around the same as the last film. Unfortunately, though, this film only made back $8 million domestically and around $15 million worldwide, which makes this film the worst performing Karate Kid film so far, and in fact, probably ever, because the next Karate Kid the next Karate Kid film that we are discussing is the latest one, and it's, the last one, which is obviously the remake. And I already know that one made a huge amount of money when it came out. So, yeah, this is the worst performing Karate Kid film of all time. And this is not the way that you should have celebrated the 10th anniversary of the franchise. Because, yes, this was, commemorating, in quotes, the 10th anniversary of the release of the original Karate Kid. Yeah, it does not work like that. In fact, it shits on the legacy that the first one left. Yeah, the second one was pretty good, and the third one, yeah, I will admit, it's shit. But at least it's not as bad as this steaming pile of horse dung. And this film was directed by someone named Christopher Kane, who I've never heard about, honestly, before doing research on this film. And even then, barely anything pops up on his fucking IMDb page that I even recognize. So that could very well be me just not being too well versed into movies, or it's the fact that this guy suffered so much negativity from this film that he just said, "Fuck it, I'm leaving the business," and making shit like like direct DVD movies. So yeah, if you guys can't tell, I'm pretty angry right now. But yeah, let's go over that plot. So Karate Master Mr. Miyagi, played by Pat Morita, goes to Boston to attend a military reunion. There, he visits Lucia, played by Constance Towers. I think that's how you pronounce it. The widow of his former commander, and meets her granddaughter, Julie, played by Hilary Swank. Julie's parents were recently killed in a car accident, and she's still reeling from that loss. When Julie surprises Miyagi with her knowledge of karate, he takes her to a Buddhist monastery for training and to help her come to terms with her angst. I'm sorry, what? To get her to come to terms with her angst? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm so trying to not fucking scream right now with all the anger that I have built up for this piece of shit movie. And yes, I know that I was technically wrong, because I think I mentioned last time, or in the second review, that I said that John G. Elfson, I believe, directed this one. I know I was wrong. It was Christopher Kane. I'm fucking sorry. That doesn't really help much, though, but this fucking movie. I guess to go over the cast, because really, I don't know how I'm supposed to just segue to this. We have Hilary Swank as Julie Price. Or Julie Pierce, or whatever the fuck. Now, Hilary Swank has an interesting track record. You may remember her from Boys Don't Cry, that she gets shot in the head. You may also remember her from $1 Million Baby, when she got into a boxing match and subsequently broke her neck, and I believe died in that film as well. So yeah, pretty interesting. So why the fuck did they cast her for a fucking Karate Kid movie? And that, I believe, came out before both of those. I know for certain came out before fucking $1 Million Baby. In fact, probably actually, now I'm thinking about it, 10 years before $1 Million Baby. So why the fuck are you casting her for a Karate Kid movie? Because, spoiler warning, she's ass in this movie. She's just one of those stupid fucking bitchy teenagers that's like, oh, I'm too cool and I just want to go and rebel against my parents. Fuck you, Julie. Ugh. So if you can't tell, I don't really like Julie as a character. I see her as a pretentious bitch. Because she doesn't appreciate Miyagi. She just sides him off when she initially meets him and goes and breaks into her own fucking school. For what? To feed a fucking bird with a broken wing. Whoop-de fucking do. And of course she keeps on getting in trouble because she keeps on breaking into her own fucking school. And then she starts going on these, soap, these like, oh, I have to do this because if they find out, they'll take the bird away. It's like, yeah, maybe they will take the fucking bird away once they realize that's what you're breaking into the goddamn school for. I mean, she's basically a fucking bitch to Mr. Miyagi throughout practically the first half of the fucking movie. It's literally not until they fucking leave to go to the Buddhist temple or monastery to go and make her clear her angst that she actually starts developing as a fucking character and as a proper human fucking being. The only real saving grace in this fucking movie is Mr. Miyagi, played again by Pat Morita. And I'm just going to mention this now. This is unfortunately the last time that he will play Mr. Miyagi in the franchise, because he unfortunately did pass away in November 24th of 2005, which ironically was a few weeks after I was born. Yeah. And yeah, this was 5 years before the remake came out. So, and then like 13 years before Cobra Kai ever got aired on on YouTube Red. So it is a damn shame that this is the last outing for Mr. Miyagi, because realistically speaking, this is not the best way to fucking end that. But yeah, Pat Morita pulls off a great performance as usual. The only thing that really sets him down really is just honestly the terrible script, because yeah, the script for this film is not that fucking good. I mean, yeah, there are several moments throughout the film where it feels like he's, talking like Mr. Miyagi would. But then other moments, it literally just sounds like it's just like an auto-translate of Mr. Miyagi just replaying the events from the first fucking movie. Because yes, that's basically what this fucking movie is. It's a rehash of the first one. And I know I already said that for the third one, but that one's like, okay, we'll take certain key points from the first one and then add a different spin on it. Basically, this one's like, oh yeah, let's just remake the first one, but instead of a boy being trained by Mr. Miyagi, it's a girl. Woo-hoo-hoo! Funny. It's not fucking funny. This film is a load of shit. Oh boy. Then we have Eric McGowan as who's played by Chris Conrad. Pretty fucking bland character, I'll be honest. Or actually, no, Eric McGowan. I don't know if I said Gower, McGowan. But I mean, granted, yeah, that's not gonna fucking help his character being bland as fuck. Like, honestly, throughout the first half of the the first chunk of this movie, when before they get back from the Buddhist monastery, he's just kind of being a dick, and I'm like, well, why the fuck should I have any sympathy for you, jackass? And then when they come back, he just turns into one of those bland ass characters again. It's just like, well, what the fuck? Then we have Ned, played by Michael Canaveral, or I'm so sorry if I butchered that last name. Well, actually, no, not really, because Ned is just one of those, typical fucking bullies that you would see in any modern day high school film. That's like, oh, I want to get this girl, but this guy's trying to go for him, so I'll beat the shit out of him, without actually realizing how much of a dick he is. And by the way, yeah, he's fucking psychotic. Well, granted, not as psychotic as Colonel Dugan, played by Michael Ironside. This guy's a fucking psychotic prick, where he's basically beating the shit out of teenagers in an open field at a high school. That shit would get you fucking arrested. But not in this universe. It's standard fucking procedure. Fucking all these kids, including Ned, are fucking these dicks, and they're just like, oh yes, I'm super high octane man, but I'm getting my ass kicked by Colonel Dugan, because he's a psychopathic fuckhead. Obviously, I can't put clips in here because I'm not an editor myself, really. But if you have a Netflix account, it's free to stream on Netflix. You can literally see it through there. This guy is fucking psychotic. and just a bland character. And I get that it's, Michael Ironside, who is just... I get that Michael Ironside is great at being dicks. Like, Total Recall, fantastic as a, second-rate, henchman dick. And he's great in that. But this film is just like, oh... Like, I don't know how they fucked it up, but they did. And they just make him psychotic and stupid and just bullshit. And then we have Constance Towers, I think that's how you pronounce it, as Lucia Price, who is the grandmother to Julie. I really have nothing to say. She's fine for like the one or two scenes that she's in. And then she fucking buggers off to California. Yeah. Like 20 minutes into the movie, and she's left the film. She's like, fuck this, I'm going to California. While fucking Mr. Miyagi and Julie go to some Buddhist temple somewhere in Boston. How the fuck do you get to a Buddhist temple in Boston? Which one could be near one? Where is a Buddhist monastery near fucking... Where is a Buddhist monastery that would be somewhere near Boston, and then you could stay there for 2 fucking weeks? Ugh. And then we have Walton Goggins as a Charlie, who is a prolific, kind of horror actor. Yeah, he barely pops up. He pops up in that one scene when Colonel Dugan's being a psychopathic asshole in the field, and he pops up at the end in the end fight. And I think he's the guy that at the dance gets his arm broken. I could be totally wrong about that. I don't think it is though. But I don't know. You may correct me on that. But yeah, I guess they go through a quick plot synopsis of the fucking. They go through it kind of scene by scene, because honestly, if I actually went through this movie scene by scene, I would probably fucking kill myself. So yeah, the beginning part is this band playing some Mr. Miyagi arriving at this military thing, which never gets brought up in the fucking movie again. It's only legit that military reunion scene is legit only there to set up that both Miyagi and Lucia have a connection. That's it. And then they fucking transition to them driving over to the fucking house, and then talking about Chinese food or whatever, and then Julie shows up and then is being a bitch. And then the biggest what the fuck backstory comes out when she's packing up sodas, I think, from the fridge, and then she's about to leave, and then Lucia just runs up behind her and just says, "Susan!" And fucking out of nowhere, Julie just turns around and goes, "My name is Julie. My mother's name was Susan. She was killed in a car accident, but my father and they're both dead." And I'm just like, what the fuck? Where did this shit come from? And then after that, they have a quick little talk about, her going to California. And then we just cut to Julie breaking into the fucking school. And by the way, it's not once that she does this. She does this 2 or 3 times in the entire fucking movie. And then by the final time, she gets arrested. Yeah, our main character that we're supposed to be rooting for gets fucking arrested for breaking into a school. And like I said, we're supposed to be rooting for Julie. And yet her ass gets her fucking arrested. Why? Because she wants to feed a fucking bird. Whoop-de fucking do, Julie. Go to hell. And she's like, if we tell people, I know I mentioned this already, but it's so fucking stupid that I've worked up. It needs to be brought up multiple times to understand how much bullshit this film is pumping into our brains. And then she's fucking like, oh, we can't tell anyone about it because then they'll take the bird away. Or, I'm sorry, it's a fucking hawk. Like, that's gonna fucking help. But the point is, yeah, they might take her. They're probably gonna take her away anyway because you keep on breaking into the fucking school to help him. Or her. Or whatever. And then fucking Mr. Miyagi's like, oh, we'll take you to the fucking Buddhist monastery. Because, again, there's a local Buddhist monastery in Boston. That you could stay there for 2 fucking weeks. And then, of course, after they get back, Julie releases the bird because, oh, it's okay, he can fly, whatever the fuck. And then, similar to the first film, she gets asked out to go to the senior prom. Yay! And I get that in the first one, it's a Halloween party for the school, but at the same fucking time, it's practically reusing plot points from the first one. So it doesn't help them. It doesn't help their case. This is still a rehashing piece of shit. And then once they get home, they are about to kiss, and all of a sudden, fucking Ned shows up and starts smashing fucking Eric's windshield and windows. Because, yeah, we want to fight him at the fucking docks. Because, oh, he's dating Julie. Or actually, no, he's not even dating Julie. He took her to a one fucking dance. And immediately, you just get overly jealous, smash up this guy's fucking windows, and say, yeah, fight me at the docks, pussy. So, of course, Eric speeds off in his car to go to the fucking docks. And Ned shows up there with all of their cronies, including Colonial Dugan. And what they do to intimidate him? They blow up his fucking car. At that point, I'm just losing. I lost it with this fucking movie. I'm like, why the fuck are they blowing up a car? What does that have to do with anything? They just want to blow up. They just want to blow up shit because they think they look cool. No, they don't. That just raised up several fucking plot holes. Like, why the fuck are you blowing up a car? The police could be easily right on your ass and be like, oh, why the fuck you blowing up the car? And it's like, oh, he did it. Yeah, fuck you, you're under arrest. But no police shows up. And of course, when they talk about going to the police, they're gonna be like, oh, like, Dugan's like, oh, like, that's gonna work. We'll tell them that, like, oh, Ned was, in a car, so they initially got in a car accident. Whoop-de-fucking do. And of course, the only solution is to fucking fight them. Fucking Julie just kicks the shit out of Ned. Even after he fucking blinds her, he's still fucking, like, he still, like, takes one woman foot to the face. And then Dugan's like, oh, you fight her. I want you to fight her. And Miyagi's like, stand down, motherfucker. We're about to fight. And he's like, oh, I could easily kick your ass, short man. And of course, Miyagi fucking deals with him within like 20 seconds. Like, dead. Fucking go to sleep. And then they end off on a fucking corny joke where it's like, oh, yeah, Mr. Miyagi, we kicked some butt. And it's like, fuck off, movie. Oh, God. There's no fucking... Besides Mr. Miyagi, there's no fucking saving grace to this movie. I'm not gonna get there yet. Because, there's still a few more things that we have to talk about. Favorite scenes. I have none. Plain and simple. This movie's shit. It made me just want to, whip out my hair, super glue them to my balls, and then shave them off with a fucking, 2x4 lawnmower. This movie is shit. And it sucks that this movie could have been at least a little bit better. Because Ralph Macchio doesn't make an appearance in this film. Yeah. I mean, I get that he was 33 at the time of filming. But still, you could have at least made him, call on the fucking phone saying, oh, hey, Mr. Miyagi, how's it doing over there in Boston, whatever, blah, 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 blah. At least have fucking something. But according to Ralph Macchio, he said, and I quote, "I don't want to become the next Sylvester Stallone of Karate Kid films." It would have at least made this film at least somewhat more fucking bearable. They only bring him up in one line of dialogue where I think it's after when Julie gets nearly hit by a fucking car, where I'm just like, please hit her. Please fucking hit her so that this movie can be done and over with. But no. She fucking jumps onto it like a fucking karate move or whatever. And then they're talking about how, I forgot, actually, I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. And then, basically, Miyagi's like, I'm more used to, like, with boys living in my house, like, and he mentions Danielson. Like, he actually says Danielson. That's the only fucking bit of that's the only mention of Daniel that you'll hear in this entire fucking movie, which would make it somewhat in connection with the other three. But I don't, because the only connecting fucking piece of thread between this film and the original trilogy is Pat Morita. That's it. If you removed him, it would have been completely different fucking continuity. Besides the fact that Bill Conti returned to do the score, which even then, it's not even that good. At least Karate Kid 3, for how shit of a movie it is, it had a fantastic score to go along with it. This film score is mediocre at best. So, and the other fun fact was pretty much what I said earlier about Pat Morita unfortunately dying before starring any more Karate Kid films. So anyway, final thoughts on this film, it's shit. Don't watch it. Unless you're really fucking curious and you're a big Karate Kid fan, go and check it out. But I do warn you, this film is shit. This nearly made me want to reconsider doing this entire series as a whole. Because this fucking film is so atrociously bad. I nearly... The only saving grace about this fucking movie is Pat Morita. But that's barely. I was so full out of giving this film a fucking F. But because of Pat Morita, it barely, and I mean fucking barely, got a D-. If it wasn't for Pat Morita being in this fucking movie, straight F. No fucking question about it. But because Pat Morita is in it, and he's giving it his fucking all, no matter how shit the dialogue is, that's why this film is barely getting a fucking D- rank. Don't watch this movie. It's shit. Unless you're really curious and you're a huge Karate Kid fan and this is one that you haven't seen before, then go ahead, watch it. But I do not recommend it for anyone who's trying to get in the Karate Kid franchise. Forget this film, maybe watch the remake, and then go straight into Cobra Kai. So yeah, watch the first three, then go into Cobra Kai. Forget about this fucking movie. Maybe watch the remake if you're curious. But yeah, this film can go fucking die. And I'm being serious about that. So yeah, that ends it for this edition of Russell's Movie Reviews. Hope you guys enjoyed this installment. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And make sure to hit that bell icon to get notified when future videos are coming out. Click down on my username to go and check out my channel. Or click on the profile icon over here, I think, to go and check out my channel. And you can click over here. Oh god. Click over here to watch the latest two videos. Stay tuned for next Monday, where I'll be discussing the Karate Kid remake from 2010, starring Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Hopefully I can recover by then. And also stay tuned for later on today at around 5 p.m. because I'll be hopefully joining Odd Boys live stream for Fall Guys. So yeah, we'll see about that one. Because it really honestly depends on how long I can edit this video for. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And stay tuned for next Monday for my review of the Karate Kid remake from 2010. Live long and prosper. Out.